Have you ever found yourself holding on to someone so tightly in your heart, even when you know they're no longer good for you? It's like your mind says, "Let go," but your soul whispers, "Not yet." Sound familiar? Today, we're diving into something universal: how to emotionally detach from someone who's weighing you down, whether it's an ex, a friend, or even a family member. This isn't just about moving on. It's about reclaiming your peace, your power, and your life. And we're going to do it through the lens of one of the greatest minds in psychology, Carl Jung. His wisdom isn't just theory, it's a roadmap to freedom. So, if you've ever felt stuck in someone else's orbit, this is for you. Stick with me, because by the end of this, you'll have the tools to set yourself free. Let's start with a question. Why is it so hard to let go of someone? Maybe you're thinking of that one person right now. The one who pops into your mind uninvited, who makes your chest tighten, or who you still check on through old texts or social media. Why does your heart cling to them, even when your head knows they're not meant to stay? Jung would say it's not just about theme, it's about you. Your attachment isn't just love or habit, it's a mirror of your inner world. He called this the shadow, the parts of yourself you've buried, ignored, or projected onto someone else. When you can't let go, it's because that person is holding a piece of your soul, a piece you've given away without realizing. Think about it. Have you ever stayed in a relationship too long because you thought, "They complete me," or "I can't be happy without them"? Or maybe you're holding on to anger, replaying what they did to you, unable to move forward. That's not just emotions, it's energy. It's your psyche tangled in theirs. And Jung believed this tangle happens because we're unconscious of our own deeper needs and wounds. Let me get real for a second. A few years ago, I was hung up on someone who was all wrong for me. I'd wake up thinking about them, check their Instagram, and feel this ache I couldn't explain. I told myself, it's just love. But deep down, I knew it was more. It wasn't until I stumbled across Jung's work that I realized I wasn't just missing them, I was missing a part of myself. I'd poured so much of my identity into that relationship that when it ended, I didn't know who I was anymore. Sound familiar to anyone? Pause for a second and think, who's that person for you? What's one memory or feeling that keeps you tied to them? Drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear your story, and I bet others will relate. Let's create a space where we can be honest about this. Here's the good news. You can detach. Not by forcing yourself to forget, but by understanding why you're holding on and gently reclaiming your energy. Jung's teachings give us a way to do this, not through cold logic, but through deep, soul-level work. We're going to break this down step by step using his ideas about the shadow, the anima, animus, and the power of your unconscious mind. Ready? Let's dive in. If you're already feeling a spark, like this is hitting home, do me a favor, hit that like button, tap subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. This journey's just getting started, and I'm dropping tools you won't find anywhere else. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, because we're all learning how to let go together. Let's keep the vibe high. Let's break this down. Carl Jung wasn't just a psychologist. He was a mystic, a philosopher, and a guide to the human soul. He believed that our attachments, especially the ones that hurt you, aren't random. They're signals from our unconscious, pointing to something we need to heal or integrate. When you can't let go of someone, Jung would say it's because they're tied to one of three things in your psyche. 1. The shadow. This is the part of you you've hidden your fears, insecurities, or desires you're ashamed of. Maybe you stayed with someone who criticized you because deep down, you believed you deserved it. That's your shadow talking. 2. The anima, animus. Jung said we all carry an inner other, the feminine, anima. In men, the masculine, animus. In women, When you're obsessed with someone, you might be projecting this ideal onto them, seeing them as your perfect match instead of a flawed human. 3. Unresolved complexes. These are emotional wounds from your past maybe. A parent who left, a betrayal, or a moment you felt unworthy. When someone triggers that wound, you latch onto them hoping they'll fix it. Spoiler, they can't. Only you can. Here's a real example. Imagine Sarah, who can't stop thinking about her ex, Tom. They broke up a year ago, but she still dreams about him, stalks his social media, and feels a pang every time she hears his name. On the surface, she misses his laugh, his charm. But Jung would ask, what part of Sarah is Tom holding hostage? Maybe Tom made her feel seen for the first time, and now she's terrified she'll never feel that again. That fear isn't about Tom, it's about Sarah's shadow. Her belief that she's not enough on her own. This isn't just fluffy talk. Modern psychology backs Jung up. A 2018 study from the University of Toronto found that people who struggle to detach from ex-partners often have lower self-esteem and unresolved trauma. When we're emotionally attached, our brain's reward system dopamine and oxytocin keeps us hooked, like an addiction. Jung knew this intuitively. He said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. And here's where it gets wild. Your brain doesn't just hold onto memories, it holds onto energy. A 2020 study in Neuroscience Letters showed that emotional memories create neural pathways that can stay active for years, firing up every time you think of that person. Detachment isn't just mental, it's rewiring your brain. Let me tell you about my friend Alex. Alex was head over heels for someone who kept stringing him along. Every time he tried to move on, they'd text, and boom, he was back in the cycle. He felt weak, like he had no control. Then he started reading Jung and realized he wasn't just in love. He was projecting his anima, his ideal of the perfect woman, onto her. She wasn't his soulmate. She was a mirror of his unhealed need for approval. Once he saw that, he started doing the inner work journaling, meditating, facing his shadow. Within months, he wasn't just over her. He was free. He told me, it's like I got my soul back. That's the power of Jung's approach. Okay, let's get to the good stuff. How do you actually detach? I'm giving you 5 Jung-inspired steps you can start today. These aren't quick fixes. They're deep, transformative practices that will shift your energy and set you free. 1. Face your shadow. Journaling exercise. Jung said, the shadow is a moral problem that challenges the whole ego personality. Translation: you can't detach until you face the parts of yourself you've ignored. Action: grab a journal and write, what am I afraid to admit about myself in this attachment? Am I scared of being alone? Do I feel unworthy? Be brutally honest. For example, I wrote, I'm scared I'll never be loved again. That was my shadow. Once I saw it, it lost its power. Why it works. Naming your shadow brings it into the light, where it can't control you anymore. 2. Reclaim your projections. Anima, animus work. If you're idealizing someone, you're projecting your inner other onto them. Jung said, the meeting with the anima, animus, is a test of courage. Action. Ask yourself, what qualities do I admire in this person? Maybe it's their confidence or creativity. Then write, how can I cultivate these qualities in myself? For example, if you love their adventurous spirit, plan a solo trip or try something new. Why it works. You stop seeing them as your missing piece and start becoming whole on your own. 3. Cut the energetic cord. Visualization. Jung believed our psyche is connected to others through invisible threads. To detach, you need to cut those cords. Action. Close your eyes. Picture a cord between you and this person. Imagine a golden light filling you, then gently cut the cord with scissors or light. Say, "I release you with love, and I reclaim my energy." Do this daily for a week. Why it works. This rewires your subconscious, signaling that you're ready to let go. 4. Integrate the lesson. Archetypal reflection. Jung saw every relationship as a teacher. Ask, what did this person teach me about myself? Action. Write a letter. Don't send it to this person, thanking them for what you learned. For example, "Thank you for showing me I need to value myself more." Then burn or tear it up. Why it works. This shifts your perspective from victimhood to empowerment, closing the emotional loop. 5. Build your individuation. Self-discovery. Jung's ultimate goal was individuation, becoming your true self. Detachment happens naturally when you focus on you. Action. Start a new hobby, meditate, or read Jung's work, like Man and His Symbols. Ask daily, who am I becoming without this person? Why it works. You shift your energy from them to your own growth, making attachment irrelevant. Which of these steps resonates with you most? Have you ever tried journaling or visualizing to let go? Drop a comment and let me know your story might inspire someone else. And here's a challenge. Try the shadow journaling exercise tonight and share how it felt. I'm rooting for you. Let's talk about what happens if you don't detach. Picture this. You keep holding on to this person, replaying memories, checking their stories, feeling that ache. It's not just emotional, it's draining your life force. Jung said, "What you resist persists. The longer you cling, the more you lose yourself." Studies show that prolonged emotional attachment can lead to chronic stress, anxiety, and even depression. A 2021 study in Frontiers in Psychology found that people who can't let go of past relationships are 40% more likely to report low life satisfaction. Your health suffers higher cortisol levels, weaker immune system, sleepless nights. Your relationships suffer, you push away new connections because you're stuck in the past. And worst of all, you're betraying yourself. You're saying, "My peace isn't worth fighting for." I've been there. I spent months obsessing over someone who didn't deserve my energy. I was tired, irritable, and lost sight of my goals. It wasn't until I started doing Jung's shadow work that I realized I wasn't just holding on to them. I was holding on to pain, and that pain was keeping me small. Now, imagine the opposite. You do the work. You face your shadow, cut the cords, and start becoming the person you're meant to be. Suddenly, you wake up feeling light. You're not checking their profile anymore. You're not haunted by what ifs. You're free. Jung said, "I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become." When you detach, you choose you. You rediscover your passions, attract healthier relationships, and feel a confidence you forgot you had. A 2023 study from the University of Cambridge showed that people who practice emotional detachment report 60% higher self-esteem and stronger social bonds. You're not just letting go of someone, you're letting in a better life. Think about Alex again. After he detached, he didn't just move on, he transformed. He started painting, traveled solo to Bali, and met someone who respects him fully. He told me, "I didn't realize how much I was carrying until I put it down. That's what's waiting for you." Let's geek out for a second. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire it, means you can change how you feel about someone. Every time you practice these Jungian tools, you're creating new neural pathways, weakening the old ones tied to that person. A 2022 study in Nature Neuroscience found that mindfulness practices, like Jung's visualizations, reduce activity in the amygdala, brain's emotional center, by up to 30%. That's real, measurable freedom. Let me share one last story. My friend Maria was devastated after a breakup. She felt like her ex was her one true love. She'd cry herself to sleep, convinced she'd never heal. Then she found Jung's concept of the anima. She realized she wasn't in love with her ex, was in love with the idea of being saved. She started journaling, meditating, and focusing on her own dreams. 6 months later, she was running her own business, glowing with confidence, and dating someone who truly valued her. She told me, "Jung didn't just help me let go, help me find me. That's the transformation I want for you." If this is resonating, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who's struggling to let go. Let's build a community of people reclaiming their power. And if you want more tools like this, check out the free newsletter linked below. It's packed with insights to keep you aligned and growing. Let's do this together. Today, we dove deep into how to emotionally detach from someone using Carl Jung's wisdom. We learned that attachment isn't just about theme, it's about your shadow, your projections, and your unresolved wound. We covered 5 practical steps: facing your shadow, reclaiming projections, cutting energetic cords, integrating lessons, and building your individuation. These aren't just tools, they're a path to freedom, to becoming the fullest version of yourself. Here's a quick practice to start tonight. Spend 5 minutes journaling about one thing this person taught you about yourself. Maybe it's that you're stronger than you thought, or that you deserve more. Write it down, feel it, and let it sink in. Do this for a week, and watch how your energy shifts. If you love this, check out my next video on Jung's concept of the shadow. It's a game changer for understanding your emotions. And if you want to dive deeper into managing stress, my mindfulness video is waiting for you. Links are in the description. Before you go, drop a 111 in the comments to signal your commitment to letting go and stepping into your power. And share your craziest detachment story, what helped you finally move on. I'm reading every comment, and I can't wait to hear from you. Thank you so much for being here. You're not alone on this journey, and I'm honored to be part of it. Keep shining, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care of your soul.